All right, we are going to get started. I am so excited about this Zoom. We have some brand new people on here, and I'm just so excited to help y'all hit all of your goals because I know every single one of you are pushing so hard for Ruby and beyond. So Ruby this month is our goal. So I'm going to show you exactly how to get there, and we're going to talk about lots of different stuff. So grab a pen and some paper and be able to take notes because it's going to be a lot of information, and if you're able to go back and reference the information, it's going to be a lot less overwhelming for you later on to just go back and see like, wait, what was that tip again? Like you don't feel like you have to remember everything all at once. So let's talk about the different things that we should be doing on a daily basis to grow our business, because I feel like there's so many things that we could be doing, and sometimes, especially whenever you're new, you're like, where do I even start? Like, I don't really know what the heck I'm supposed to do. Give me a 1 in the chat if you feel like that. You're like, okay, cool, like I want to make money, but what the heck am I supposed to do every single day? So this is going to be really, really helpful for you. So make sure that you grab a pen, write all this stuff down. So number 1, self-development. Self-development is huge, and that is the first thing that I want to explain to you and teach you. I'm just going to check the chat and make sure nobody's having any issues. Rachel, you're good. All right, so we are going to talk about self-development first, and basically self-development is just, it's a podcast or it's a YouTube video or it is a book that's going to help you with your mindset and that's going to help you with leadership. And so I'm going to give you a couple of examples. I'm going to recommend a couple different ones to you, but that's basically what it is. And so whenever I first joined this business, I didn't really have an enroller that was helping me actively to teach me different things. She was kind of new herself, and so she didn't really know what to tell me. So I didn't know the power of self-development. I didn't really know the importance of it or why you do it. And I learned really late on into my journey, actually within the last 2 years, and I've been in for 5. So the last 2 years, I learned that self-development is crucial to the success of your business, and I've noticed a drastic difference since starting self-development and being consistent with it. And so it's so important because people always say, you know, your paycheck will never exceed your self-development. So if you want your paycheck to grow, you need to help your mind to grow, because it's super important. They are totally connected. So the reason for that is because you can be doing all of the right things. You can be sending the right messages, you know, following up and doing all of these things. But if you don't have this mindset of, you know, I'm so excited, like I know I'm going to sign these people, I know that I'm going to sign up loyal customers, I know that I can do this, and you have this mentality of like, well, I'm going to message people today, but I'm sure nobody will respond, I'm sure nobody wants this, like nobody wants to do this because it's too expensive. Your mindset is going to hold you back even if you're doing all the right things. 2 people can be doing the same things, and one's going to have better results if they have a better mindset. So that is so crucial to your business. So I want to start you doing this now so that you can avoid a lot of the headache that I've had to go through with the negative mindset just attacking me over and over again. So write this down too. This is a couple of different self-development things I want you to start with. Number 1, there is a book called Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. And some of you were like, book, I lost you at book. Like you're like, I'm out. No thanks. That was me 100%, but you can listen to books, and that changed my life. So listen to them on Audible. If you've never used the Audible app before, text me tonight or put it in the chat and let me know, and you can get your first book for free. So I can just send you the link, and it'll be free for me and free for you, and you can try your first book. So I'll send you the Secrets of a Millionaire Mind link. You can download it, you can use it for free. It's great. So that book is going to help you with your mindset, because so many of us come into this business with this, you know, like negative mindset about like money. And I definitely had that. I had this mentality of like, money doesn't grow on trees. You know, money is scarce. If you have money, it's going to run out eventually, because my parents had that happen. They made a whole lot of money, and then my dad lost his job in the recession, and we lost everything. They had to file bankruptcy. My parents got a divorce. We ended up moving into an apartment. So because of that, I have this mentality of like, well, I'll never get rich. And if I do, that's bad, because you are not supposed to have money. You're not supposed to, have a lot of money. That's bad. Bad people have money and all this stuff. And that's not true. You are who you are, and having more money just makes you more of who you are. So if you're already so generous, you having more money will just make you more generous. If you're already a super selfish, greedy, mean person, you having money will make you more of that. Money did not make you that way. You were already that way, and money made it more obvious. So you're going to become more of who you are with money. So be who you want to be. Make sure that that is the person that you're trying to be. And whenever you have money, you're going to be able to do so much good with it. But anyway, so that's kind of what I've learned through that book. But it kind of helped me to understand the things in my mindset that were holding me back from making me not want to have money, because I was like sabotaging myself, saying I wanted all this stuff. I wanted the money. I wanted to help people. I wanted to change my life. I wanted to be debt free. But then in the back of my head, I'm like, but it's bad to have money. You shouldn't have money. Only bad people have money. The love of, money is the root of all evil, but really the love of money is the root of all evil. And, like God doesn't want you to be like, he doesn't want you to be rich. He just wants you to be where you can just have just enough. And that's not true, because the Bible says that he wants you to live an abundant life. And so this is just going to kind of go over some of the things that you learn through society that tells you all this crap. And it's going to help you to overcome a lot of those, negative mindsets that are going to hold you back. And so, super, super excited about that book, because it's amazing. It's one of the best ones that you can read starting out, because it's very, very easy to understand. So that is definitely what I recommend to you. There's another one that you can read called The Compound Effect. It's by Darren Hardy. If you just look up The Compound Effect on Amazon is usually where I'll buy a book. Like I'll buy some books. Like I have a couple right here. Like these ones are really good. It's really small and it's something I can read easily. But most of the time, I just have my Audible book playing in the car while I'm driving to wherever I'm going, or I'll have my Audible playing. Whenever I could listen to music, I'll listen to Audible instead. And I'll listen to it in the shower. I'll listen to it while I'm cooking. I'll listen to it, whatever. So that is something that's changed my life, and it's going to help you too. Hang on just one second. I'm going to make sure that everybody is on this Zoom, because I know there are some people that we're going to hop on. So I'm going to remind them that it's starting, because they probably forgot. If you get a text from me, just ignore it if you're on here, because I'm just going to send it to everyone. It's just like a mass text. So ignore me if you're already on here. Okay. So that is the first thing I want to talk about. So that is self-development. That's what it is. That's why we do it. If you can start doing that, even just like 15 minutes a day, dude, that'd be better than nothing, because 15 minutes a day is more than what I did at the beginning of my business. And I swear the only thing I would change, if I could go back, I would change that part of my business. And I wish that I had started self-development sooner. And I know that I'd be a lot farther along in my business than I am. And so let's talk about, so podcasts, there's tons of different podcasts you can do. Pam Souter, she's our CNO, Chief Networking Officer. And she has her own podcast. It's really great. Her name is Pam Souter. I'll put it in the chat here so you can see her name. So you can check out her podcast. It's pretty cool. Podcasts are usually free, especially I know hers is too. So those are really great resource that you don't even have to pay for. So do self-development. That is one of the tasks you should be doing every single day, okay? The second task you should be doing every single day, a podcast is not on Audible. There's actually, if you have an iPhone, which I know that you don't, Chesney, but if you have an iPhone, there's a podcast app. But if you do not have an iPhone, I'm not sure how you would find a specific podcast, but I'll know on Spotify they have podcasts through that app. And anybody can get that because it's just Spotify. So I'm not exactly sure if you have something on your phone already with that or what. But sorry, I'm just making sure that everybody. Okay, cool. All right, so that is the first thing. The second thing is posting. So I want to talk about why we do it and how you do it. That's kind of what I want to go over in this Zoom, is what we're doing every single day and how the heck you do it, okay? So hopefully this is going to be helpful for you. And if you feel like it's been helpful so far, just drop a 2 in the chat so that I know that you're understanding where I'm going. If you have questions as we go, please ask those in the chat. I would love to know what your questions are so that I can be the most helpful to you as possible, because this is all for you, okay? So posting. It is so, so, so important to post, because posting lets people know that our business is open. It lets people know that we are here and that we are talking about these products. We're excited about these products. We're talking about the business. And a lot of you, how many of you, I guess just drop a 3 in the comments, if you had seen a post about this business before you joined and that got you interested. I know for me, that's 100% how I found this business first. Was I found a post, I saw a girl posting about the wraps. I was a nanny. The kids were asleep. They were taking a nap. I still remember this, 2014, and it was around May. And I was laying in this couch and I was scrolling and I saw the post of these wraps. Dude, I thought they were fake. I thought there was no way they worked. I thought those pictures were photoshopped. And then I tried them as a customer, was obsessed with my results. But I found this business through people posting. And so posting lets people know that your business is open, because if you're not posting, people have no idea that you're doing this. And here's the thing, whenever people think of it works, you want them to think of you, because I cannot tell you how many times, and I've been doing this for 5 years, so it may take you a little bit of time to kind of get this type of traction, but being consistent is going to help you with that. I had this girl that I talked to, I don't even know, like one November, and talked to her about the products, kept following up with her. She ghosted me. She ignored me. I kept following up with her. I was still super excited. I was like, oh my gosh, hair, skin, and nails. And then we had the Black Friday sale. And then I was like, oh my gosh, like hair, skin, and nails is like super cheap. And she didn't respond. And then we had Cyber Monday and I was like, hair, skin, and nails, super cheap again. 2 days later, like, do you still want some? And she didn't respond. And then one random day, I remember it was a Sunday. I don't know why I remember some of these details, but it was a Sunday, some random day, a couple months later, I get a message and she was like, hey girl, I went to my hairdresser. She said that I needed something to make my hair a little bit healthier. And she said she recommended It Works Hair, Skin, and Nails to me because she's used it and she knows that it's amazing and she loves it. And I immediately thought about you because you were the one that followed up with me so much. How do I order it? And she ordered it right then. Why did she think about me? Of all the people, because I'm not the only person on her timeline who does It Works. I can guarantee it, because I'm sure I wasn't the only one on y'all's either. But it's the consistency. It's posting every single day. It's the follow-ups, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But you want her, that person that's at the hair salon that hears about hair, skin, and nails, you want them to be like, Lindsay, I know she sells that stuff. Let me go ask her about it. Chesney, I know that she's posting about that. Let me go ask her about those hair, skin, and nails. So you want that to be you. And the way that you do that is by posting. And it honestly, when you're posting, you want to make sure that your posts are exciting. Sorry, there's like a hair. Exciting and encouraging. Because right now, if you think about it, like society is so negative. Nobody loves what they're doing. Everybody's frustrated. Everybody's just like, wah, wah. So whenever you show up on somebody's timeline and you're sharing a quote that's inspirational from your self-development that you listened to earlier that day, or you're sharing the opportunity of being able to earn an extra income while everybody else is talking about being broke, not only are you growing your business, but you're a breath of fresh air to people that haven't seen any good on their timeline in so long. People love to use Facebook to complain, and you're automatically going to stand out when you're being encouraging. So hopefully that makes sense, and that makes helps you understand why it's so important to post, because that lets people know that your business is open. So posting is super, super huge. Okay, so that's why we do it. So basically, let's talk about how to write posts. I know that a lot of you are brand new and you're like, what the heck am I supposed to do whenever I go to, I know I'm supposed to post, but what do I say? So there's a couple of tools and resources if you're taking notes. I know some people are hopping on still, so welcome. And if you can, grab a pen and paper. That's going to help you to write all these notes down, and that way you don't feel overwhelmed when you get off of here, because this is going to be a lot of information. But if you can write some stuff down, you can always refer back to it. So whenever you are posting, you can always go to, number one, the social posting catalog page. All of you, if I enrolled you especially, you have been added to that page. If you haven't seen it yet, go search it in Facebook. Because you're a member, it'll show up on your search. So it's called Social Posting Catalog. And you go to that page and there are just so many albums full of pictures. There are units full of posts and Instagram stories and all this stuff. So there are so many posts for you to use. So what I encourage you to do is, if you don't know what to say, you can totally use one of those posts. But the more that you do that, I challenge you to get away from copying and pasting those posts and to get an idea from that and say, oh my gosh, like that's a great like little idea that she used. Let me go use that too. Like, let me go make my own post about that same thing. And then you can use that tool. There's another tool in Dare to be Diamond, which is like our team page, it's like the main page. It's in the files section. It's called 31 Days of Posting. And there is a post for every day with that one, though. I made it in 2016. So it's a little outdated. Some of the products we don't have. Some of the products that we have now were not in there because we didn't have them back then. And so make sure that you're really careful about using those statuses. Make sure that they're up to date. But those are some tools for you to use. Now, as far as posting for products, okay, so this is basically what I do. Number one, I try not to use the word "it works" in my posts for a couple of reasons. Number one, I want people to be curious. I don't want to just flat out tell them I do "it works." I want them to ask me, because they're watching your posts and they may not be liking them. That's another tip. Don't pay attention to the likes. It does not matter. If you get 2 likes, no likes, 20,000 likes. Keep posting, because I promise people are watching you, but they don't want you to know it. So keep posting. And it's crazy. People will come to me and they'll be like, I've been looking at your posts for 2 years and I am ready to do this business. I've been sitting around watching you for so long. You've been doing all this amazing stuff and I've been doubting myself and I'm ready now. And I'm like, you've been watching my posts for 2 years. You couldn't get one of them a like. You couldn't like one picture in 2 years. Like, really? So they are watching you, but they don't want you to know it. So they're like the sneaky ones. So make sure that you continue to post. I don't care if you get no likes. Keep doing it, because it's not up to you if they like your post, but it is up to you if you put it out there. So there's like fuzzes flying around because I have a dog. So there's like just golden retriever hair flying all around me. Anyway, so Danielle said, true, that was me, guilty. So I'll explain how often to post in just a second too. I won't forget to answer your question. So whenever you're posting about the products, don't use the word "it works." Whenever I talk about keto coffee, because of the algorithm, and I don't want to get into the algorithm because it's a lot of stuff and that's a whole different Zoom, but because of the algorithm, you don't want to say keto coffee. You can just say things like skinny coffee or fat burning coffee or something like that, and it makes it a little bit more too like, what is that? And because whenever you say keto coffee, they think that they have to do keto to drink the coffee, and that's not true. They don't have to be on the keto diet. I'm not, and I drink the coffee and I love it and I'm seeing amazing results. So try to use words like fat burning coffee, skinny coffee, or like hair vitamins, or just different like little kind of sneaky words. And so whenever I'm posting, I'm thinking about like, okay, who am I talking to? Am I talking to a mom? Am I talking to a college student? Who am I talking to? So let's say I'm talking about a college student. I'm going to appeal to a college student by what I say. So I'm going to sit there with my keto coffee. I'm going to take my picture and I am going to, brighten it up, which I'm going to give you all some tips and pointers on how to post really, really bright pictures and how to take pictures and things like that. That's coming in a different time. We're not going to go over that in this Zoom, but I will explain all of that. So, but you're going to take a picture, make it look really crisp and bright, and you're going to post a picture of your coffee with a cool background, and you're just going to say, drinking my skinny coffee this morning, and I'm just so thankful for the energy that I have, because, so I'm not a college student, so I'm not going to say I'm in school, but what I'm going to say is going to help a college student, okay? So I'm going to say, I'm so thankful for all this natural energy. I love this coffee that it's plant-based, and the fact that it's burning fat while I'm drinking it is a no-brainer. I've lost X amount of pounds, or like I want to lose X amount of pounds, or my friend has lost X amount of pounds, because I know that not everybody in here needs to lose weight or wants to lose weight. And that is okay, because you can still talk about these weight loss products. But you can talk about, like my friend Morgan, has lost 15 pounds using these products and just switching her morning coffee. And I want to get in on that because I know that it's going to make me feel full. It's going to help me stay focused and all that stuff. So looking at your website and being knowledgeable about the products is going to help you feel so confident in posting about them. You don't have to have used the products or have like all these amazing testimonies from using the products. If you're using one product that you got from your kit and you love it, remember that whenever you go to a restaurant, I feel like I'm bouncing all over the place. I'm sorry. When you go to a restaurant, you try a couple of the different, meals at that restaurant, and then somebody comes into town and they're like, where should we go to eat? And you're like, oh my gosh, dude, this place is so good. Have you tried every single thing that they have there? Every drink, every single food, every single meal, every dessert, every appetizer? No. But you tried one or two and you're obsessed with it. So you already know that because of that, you can recommend that restaurant to your friends. Same with this business. Try one of the products, fall in love with it, and know that the others may not be for you. It may not be your goals or whatever, but you know that they work because the other one did. And that, just because you don't need it doesn't mean that somebody else doesn't need it. Just because you don't want to lose weight or that you don't need to doesn't mean that there's not people on your timeline who really do want to. We have a lot of girls who are teeny tiny on this team, and that they literally would blow away if they lost any weight. But they talk about the keto coffee and the energy that they have and how full that they feel and the focus that they have. And so there's so much more to keto coffee than just the weight loss. So you can definitely talk about that. But that's kind of how I word my post. I just try to be super encouraging and positive, and I'll end it with something like, I'm so excited about today. Mondays are my favorite because also everybody talks about how they hate Mondays. So if on Monday you're like, I love Mondays, you're going to stand out. People are going to be attracted to that. And so I'll say, I'm so excited for today. We're going to be doing this, this, and this. What plans do you have for today? And I try to get my followers to engage with me and interact with me. So I might ask a question. So there's so many different things that you can do for posting products, but that's kind of an example. And for more, like I said, you can go to Social Posting Catalog or Dare to Be Diamond. And then for a distributor, this is probably the most important one because this is a lot of people are going to be interested in the business from what you post. A lot of my customers come from Instagram stories and polls, which is why I sent y'all one to do last night. But a lot of my distributors come from my actual posts themselves. So what I do is I don't use words like y'all or you guys join this business with me. I'm talking to one person, and I don't know who that person is, but I know it's one person, and I'm bringing them in close, and I'm saying, hey, I know that you're struggling, because I was too, and relate to them and talk to them and say, I was struggling just like you. Or maybe you're still struggling right now because all of you are brand new and you just joined this business. That's okay. You can say, my husband and I, we have to, decide which bills we're going to pay or whatever. Just be very vulnerable in a positive way and say, this is kind of our story, but we found something that's going to help us get out of that. And we found a solution to the issues that we're facing in our family. And I want to offer that same opportunity to you too, because this is too good to keep it to myself. I want to tell you about how you can make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. And if you're interested in doing that, I would love for you to shoot me a message and just say opportunity or whatever. Have them text you a word and end it with a call to action. Because if they can text you a word, they're going to be more likely to do it. Because if you say, just text me if you're interested, they're not going to do it because they don't know what to say and they're going to feel awkward. Like, hey, I really need money. Nobody wants to say that. People are too prideful to talk about how much, how they need an extra income most of the time. And so if you say opportunity, text this word to my number or text freedom to my number. They're going to be much more likely to do it. And then you can start that conversation with that openness. But just think about bringing somebody in close. If somebody that you knew needed an extra income was sitting across from you at the coffee shop, what would you say? And as far as writing your story, I got this really good tip from Green Carpet, and I'm going to share it with you. And this is kind of how one of our top income earners writes her stories, and it's really, really good. Let me find it. One second. And then as far as how many times I post today, I post on my feed on Instagram 1 time a day. I post on my Facebook feed more, maybe 3 times a day, but it's not all about the business. It's about my life. It's about, you know, my dog or a fun quote or a Bible verse or, you know, song lyrics that I like, or just me and my husband or whatever. So it's just like all mixed together, and then some of it's about the products. If you want to know how often that I post or want ideas on like what I post, go to my Facebook, and then you can go to, like, if you're on my actual profile, you can click where it says following and change it to see first, or but maybe it's like the little 3 dots now because they change Facebook all the time. But then you can basically change it to where you see all my posts first, and you can see what I post and how I'm doing it and how often it is in between. But yeah, so I try to post more personal stuff on Facebook because that's kind of what it's meant for. Where is this? Oh, okay, here it is. So write this down. Okay, so you're going to start your story before it works. And for some of you, that was last week, and that is okay. You're going to talk about what your life was like before it works. But you're not going to say it works. Remember, you're going to try to be sneaky because you want them to ask you. So you're going to say, before I joined this business, I was blank. For me, I was a broke college student. I was working 2 jobs. I was struggling. I was putting gas and groceries on credit cards. So before it works, then you're going to say how I found it works. And then I'm going to say, you know, but I found I found this business through Instagram. I saw a girl posting about the products, and I thought they were just a scam. I thought it was crazy, but I needed the extra income. So, and then talk about what held you back. And I'm going to say, I thought about joining this business, but I was afraid because I didn't know enough people. I was worried that I would fail. I, was worried that I wouldn't have enough time. I didn't have the money to join. And then you'll talk about how your life is different now. And for me, that's drastically different because my life, I've been in this business for 5 years, so a lot has happened. But for you, maybe what's changed for you is your confidence. Maybe in the last week, you've gained more friends. Maybe you've had a better community. Maybe you've had a better positive energy. You've had a better outlook on your life and on your day. Maybe you've been filled with more hope than you had before. So it doesn't have to be about the money, especially whenever you first start. Talk about other people's stories for that. But for you, talk about the other things, because people join for friends. People join for amazing products that you got in your kit. People join for all of those things. It's not all about paying off, debt and building a house, because that stuff comes when you share the little things like paying for a tank of gas, gaining confidence, having more friends, having more fun. And then the last thing is to invite them. So that's where you ask them, comment this word or comment this emoji below, or, text this word to my number. So it's before it works, how I found it works, what held me back, how my life is different now, and then invite them. So that's going to be how you kind of format your stories. So use that and put it in your own words, and you can do it a million different ways. You can talk about a million different things with your story. So that's kind of how you post, okay? Let's go to the next thing. So far, we've talked about self-development and posting. The next thing is messaging. Posting and messaging go hand in hand. You cannot do one without the other. And the reason why I say that is because if you're going to post but not message, then you're probably not going to sign very many people, because posting is not asking. You can post and post and post, but just because you didn't ask them, they're not going to do it. But if you do ask them, it's so funny how people are like, yeah, I've been watching your post and I actually do want to order the just celery. You're like, wait, that was really easy. Like, why didn't you say anything? And then but they just don't. I mean, think about it. How many times have you seen that Longe curling iron or whatever on your Facebook? But how many of you have bought it? Like, I've seen it a billion times, but I haven't bought it. If somebody came to me though and said, hey, do you want to buy a Longe curling iron? Or however you say it, Lalange or something, talk about. If they came to me and they were like, do you want to buy this curling iron? I would probably be more likely to say yes, but I'm not going to do the legwork to go and figure out how I'm going to go buy this, or like go to their website, figure out how to get the discount. Who do I buy from? Is this like, I don't know what to do. So a confused mind says no. So whenever I simplify it and I say, hey, I have these amazing products. Have you ever thought about doing something like that? I would love to give you some information. Would you be interested? And I'm being nice. I'm being genuine. I'm being myself and being excited. And then they'll say yes or they'll say no. But I've at least asked them, because if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So we might as well ask. And the other way, I said they go hand in hand. So if you're messaging, but you're not posting, you're not going to get a lot of responses in your messages. And I know a lot of people have said, like, you know, people aren't really responding to my messages. So my next question is, have you posted? Because the first thing that people do when you message them is they go to your profile and they're like, wait, she has products. Like, who is this? Like, you know what? Okay, so then they're going to go to your profile and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, like, this girl looks like, you know, totally normal. She looks like me. Oh, she has a golden retriever. Oh, I have a golden retriever. Okay, I have that in common. And then like, oh wait, what is that, you know, glass of green juice that she's holding? And then I'm talking about the celery. And they're like, okay, like they come back to the message. They're like, okay, I'm a little interested. Like, I saw your post. Like, what is that? And I get a response. However, if they go to my page and my last post was from August and it's dark and they're all blurry and they have no idea what I'm talking about, there's nothing on my Instagram story, I haven't posted about the products, I've never mentioned the business, they're going to be like, that's totally a spam message. Like, I'm not going to respond to that. Doesn't that make sense? Like, drop a 4 in the comments if you totally understand that and you've never thought about that before. Because people want to know that what they're getting in their inbox is an actual message, because there's so many robots out there. You don't want to look like that. You want to be genuine. So you have to post if you're going to message and vice versa. So, okay, so how to message. I've sent all of you the original message that I personally send, and I want you to know that that's what I do. And you do not have to do what I do. If what I do, and you've tried it for a long time, don't change it yet because you haven't messaged enough people to know yet. But if you find later that this is not what works for you, then change it and just like change a little bit of the message. And then maybe that little bit of a wording change would help you better. Or if you're a little bit more yourself or whatever. And you can also, you know, start out by like, hey girl, I have a question, or hey girl, quick question. And they'll usually say like, what's up? Or, you know, like, okay, like go ahead. And then you can say, you know, hey, I have some awesome products, and like send that whole first initial message to them and change it up to be you. Then you might get more responses than you do right now. But remember, it takes time. It takes posting, and every time that you message is a win. No matter what happens from there, no matter if they read it and then ignore you, no matter if they read it, message you back and sign up on the spot with $100,000 in orders. It doesn't matter, because it's a win, because you're planting seeds. You're telling people about these products. You're offering these products to somebody who could really, truly need them for their health and who would make them, you know, feel more confident. So you're planting seeds that are eventually going to harvest. Okay, so messaging people. The other thing too is making sure that you are ending your messages with a question so that people know what to say back. If you're just ending your messages in like, you know, okay, this is our product, they're gonna be like, okay, like I don't really know what to say back, so I'm just not gonna say anything back because I feel awkward now. Like, what do I do? But if you're like, this is our product, does that sound like something that you'd be interested in? Then they know how to respond back. They can say, yes, okay, yeah, that sounds like something I'd be interested, or like, you know, yeah, but like, how much does it cost? Then you explain how much it costs and you say, does that sound good? And then they answer. And you keep the conversation going by ending it with a question. And again, please, 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 if you just joined this business, please send me screenshots. Blow my phone up with screenshots and let me help you, because I promise I don't care. It makes me so excited to see all these people that are in your inbox asking you questions. It makes me so excited. I may not be able to respond back like right away, but I will do it as fast as I can. And this is exciting because I want you to see how I word my messages, not because I'm perfect or some hero, but because I've been doing this long enough that I've figured out for so long what doesn't work, that now that I've found what does, I want you to have that faster than I had it so that you can get here faster than I got here. So that's the whole purpose behind it. So let me help you with your conversations. But the biggest thing is that you have to message. My goal every single day is to message 35 to 50 people a day. Sounds like a lot, but it's really not, because you're sending everybody pretty much the same message with a little bit of a difference in there. You're being yourself. You're, you know, talking to them about their goals. You're being personal. You're getting to know them. And it's pretty much the same message though. So 35 to 50 people, I can usually get that amount of messages out in about 15 minutes, 30 minutes max. But you have 30 minutes throughout your day. Even if it's not all 30 minutes at the same time, you can get those messages out. So make it a goal for yourself every single day to send that many messages out. And if you're about to go to bed and you haven't accomplished that and you have 15 more to send, Send 15 before you allow yourself to put your phone up to go to sleep at night, and I promise it's going to pay off. All of these seeds that you're planting are going to eventually harvest, and you have to make sure that those seeds are planted when the harvest comes. So the first thing is self-development again, then posting, and then we talked about messaging, and now we're going to talk about follow-up. So if you hopped on this Zoom late and you're like, okay, what is she talking about? These are the tasks you should be doing every single day, okay? So the fourth one is following. So following new people, adding new people to your network. This is called network marketing, people. So if you're like, well, I don't know anybody that, would want to do this. Like, I don't know anybody that's ordering. Like, none of my friends want to do this. None of my family wants to do this. Drop a 5 in the chat. If you're like, I've talked to all my friends, I've talked to all my family. They all said, no, I don't know what to do. Drop a 5 if that's you. Got 1 5, Bridget, perfect. That was me, right here. I'm right there with you. If you're somebody who's asked your friends and your family, they all said no, that was me. My parents did not even order, and it wasn't because they didn't support me. It was because they just didn't have the money to do it, and they did not order until I was a double diamond. They finally placed their first order as a loyal customer. I was 2 years into this business, and now they've been ordering for every single month. Like, they love our products, but my parents couldn't afford to help me at the beginning. They couldn't support me financially with that. None of my friends said yes, and they like had the money. They just like literally they're like, no, you're weird for doing this. And I didn't let their opinion stop me, and I continued going forward. And people from high school that I randomly knew on Facebook, but I forgot we were friends on Facebook, were my first customers. Family members that I wrote off as like not having enough money or not ever being interested in this were also some of my first customers. Just like random people were my very first customers. And adding people to your network though is so huge, because you're going to eventually run out of what we call our warm market, which are the people that you know, your friends, your family. So even if all of them are ordering right now and you're so excited, you're like, yes, I got 12,000 customers in 2 days. They're all my friends and family. That's great, but you need to be adding to your network now, because otherwise you're going to have this gap where your friends and your family ordered, but you haven't met any new people that are ready to order either. So to eliminate that gap, go ahead and start adding new people on your Instagram and on your Facebook every single day. Couple different ways you can do that. Definitely pick people who are in your circle or in your sphere of influence. So I am a newlywed. I am 25, so like not really college age, but I'm like out of college, like maybe people that are getting their masters or something. I just bought a house, just built a house. I have a golden retriever. That's my sphere of influence. I'm not going to go on Instagram and search hashtag twin mom. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not a mom, can't relate to that. Like, I am not a twin mom. So that's not going to be my sphere of influence. Does that make sense? But I may follow people who, were on a golden page, or they use the hashtag golden retriever, or, or they were at a park, like a dog park, and I looked up the places and I saw they had a golden retriever or they have a dog or whatever. So then I add them, and they're also a twin mom. That's fine, because we at least have something in common. But I'm not going to go look up moms because they're a mom. Does that make sense? Is that like, I feel like that was a little confusing, but so find people that are in your sphere of influence. Find people that are similar to you or have similar interests. If you're a college student, look up people that are in your sorority. Look up people that are in your, area. Maybe they go to your college. Look up people from there. And you can also look up, places. You can look up hashtags. You can look at boutiques if you like boutiques. Now, if you're somebody that's like, I can care less about my wardrobe, all my stuff's from Goodwill, I feel you. That's fine. I hate shopping. But if you do like to shop, if you do love fashion, go to a boutiques page and go and, look at the people that like their second post. And I say second post because the first post is so recent that it may not have enough likes. The second post will have more likes than the first one, but it's also not so far down that the people that liked it are not active on Instagram anymore. If you go too far down, you might find people that don't really use Instagram anymore that liked that post 2 months ago. So if you go and follow people that like the second picture, they're going to have something in common with you because they're on a boutique page. So they either have money to buy stuff from a boutique because stuff is kind of expensive from there. So they either have the money or they want the money to be able to afford stuff at a boutique. So You just found some potential customers and some potential distributors using something that you already love. So does that make sense? Comment yes or no. Like, does that help people? What questions do you have about following people? Because I feel like this is the question that I get the most is like, I'm out of people to talk to. Who do I go follow? Like, how does this work? So, and then you can also go to Facebook. You can do groups on Facebook. You can do, you know, if you're a mom, go to mom groups. They're also kind of mean in there, so maybe not mom groups. I don't know. I've heard really bad things about that. Maybe not mom groups, but maybe just like, I don't know. Maybe your husband is deployed and you go to like a support group for that on Facebook, whatever it is. But don't be posting in the groups now. Don't be posting like, I got some cleanse, who wants 40% off? You'll get kicked out of the group. Just create relationships with people. That's what network marketing is. It's creating relationships. It's being genuine. It's helping friends and making new friends. That's your goal every single day. So you have to think, how can I strategically do both of those things? Adding new people to your network gives you more people to talk to every single day. That's going to be new people that you get to message, new people that you get to connect with. And I've connected with so many people on Instagram that are like really, really like, I say good friends of, they're not good friends of mine, but like I love their stuff. Like I know everything about their life and they know everything about mine. We talk on there all the time, but they've never ordered products and they've never joined this business, but they actually are friends of mine. And so it's just fun to make those connections. And she lives in Florida, but she's from Maryland, and I never would have met her if it wasn't for this business. So super cool. So be yourself, be genuine, and meet new people. So if y'all have any other questions about following, go ahead and drop those below. If you have questions about messaging, questions about posting, questions about self-development, drop those in the comments because I want to make sure that I'm so helpful to you, as helpful as possible, so that you can understand exactly what you're supposed to be doing going forward. Okay, the next thing that you're going to do every single day is follow up. Repeat after me. Follow up. I'm just kidding. That is so important. And the reason why is because the fortune is in the follow up. I cannot stress this enough because so many people think that, you know, if they don't reply back to me, they're not interested. And then you're like, well, nobody's interested. Nobody replied back to me. Oh my gosh, the sky is falling. This sucks. Like, I'm bad at this. I don't know what to do. Like, I have no idea how to talk to people because they are not responding. Boo-boo, they just got busy and they didn't have time to reply back to you yet. They're fine. You're fine. You are good. You're going to follow back up with them. And if they didn't reply back to you, that's okay. You're going to message them back and you're going to say, hey, are you still interested? Did you have any other questions? And you're going to end it with a question. You're not going to say, let me know. For the love of everything that is good in the world, do not say, let me know, because they will not let you know. And you will lose the control of the conversation. So don't say, let me know. But send them a message and just say, hey, maybe it's a girl. Hey, girl, are you still interested? You know, I would love to help you order some products. Did you think any more about the hair, skin, and nails, or whatever it is? So just say, you know, quick little follow-up message. And then if they reply back to you, then that you either will know that they're not interested anymore, which is fine because people will say like, oh, you know, like I'm not really interested anymore, but I'll let you know if I change my mind. That is okay too, because guess what? They're going to change their mind. I cannot tell you how many people I've had say, I'm not really interested. And then they've ordered since they said they weren't interested, whether it was because I followed up with them again or we got a different product because we're always coming out with new stuff. So maybe they weren't interested in anything that we had before, but now they're interested in the Just Celery that we didn't have whenever I talked to them last time. Or maybe they didn't need to lose weight. They weren't interested in any of the weight loss products, but then they had a baby and now this is a year later and they want to lose some weight. And now they come back to me and they have all new goals that they didn't have before. And so that everything changes. So just continue to follow up with people. And if they do message you back and they say, you know, like, yeah, I do want to order, I don't have the money right now, you're going to get a date from them. Your goal is to get their order or to get a date. And if you can get a date from them that they get paid, you're going to put them down on that day, and they may or may not respond on the day that you message them about ordering. Like they're going to say they get, you know, paid on this Friday. And you might message them and ask them if they're ready to order, and they may not, you know, respond back to you, and that's okay too. So you just have to know that people are going through things. People are, Usually if they don't respond, they don't have the money for it, but they don't want to tell you. So remember that it doesn't have anything to do with you, and your job is just to offer this opportunity. And if they're interested, then they are. If they're not, they're not, because there's billions of people in the world, and the one person who didn't respond to you today is not the one person that you should be focused on, because later on they're going to come back, okay? I feel like everybody needed to hear that, because I think that people get so caught up in who didn't respond or who left them on red, instead of looking at the 3 people who did reply, the 4 people who are interested, the 1 person who gave you the date. You know, focus on those people, because whatever, you know, your focus forms your future. So whatever you focus on is where you're going to be headed, you know? So it's like the rudder for your ship. So if you focus on all the people that are not replying back to you, that's where you're going to go, is you're going to turn towards people who are not going to reply back to you. But if you start focusing on the ones who are, you're going to get a whole lot more of that in return. So the fortune is in the follow-up. Don't let that get you, just don't let that discourage you. Okay, and then the last task you're going to do is just check in with your team, check in with your leaders. If you don't have a team yet, that's okay. You're going to get a team. That's what we're working towards. With all the things that we talked about, you are going to build a team. But until then, you need to be talking to me every single day if I'm in your enroller. Or if I'm not your enroller, go and talk to whoever is and make sure that you're checking in with them. Ask them, you know, hey, I have a question about this. And if you don't have a question, try to think of a question. Try to think of something, because you can always be learning. I talk to my upline all the time. I'm like, you know what? Like, how do I do this? I've been in for 5 years, and I'm like, how do I do this? Like, or what is this about? Or like, I'll have questions about the compensation plan, or questions about eSuite, or, you know, whatever. I don't know. Like, I'll just randomly have questions, and I just try to think of questions, because there's never a dumb question, and you want to learn. The way to learn is to ask questions. So think of something to ask, you know, was this message good that I sent today? How does this post look for tomorrow? And that is something that's really going to help you and be beneficial for you. And then obviously checking in with your team. When you sign up people, you're going to want to be in constant communication with them. And hopefully what I'm doing with you is a good example of what I expect for you to do with them. Okay. The last thing that I want to say too is, I forgot to say this when I was talking about posting, but setting up your post the night before is going to change your life. It's going to change your life. So I'm going to explain, you know, kind of how to take pictures and edit them in a different video that I'll send y'all later on this week. But I want to tell you how to set up your post the night before. So I'm going to show you on Instagram how to do it. It's going to change your life. Okay. It doesn't have to be every night. Sometimes if I have like an extra hour in a day and I'm like, you know what, like I have tonight pretty free, not really a whole lot going on, I'll sit down and I'll write out 3 different posts, and I'll just like get in the mood. Like I'll just like, because I've listened to self-development today, remember, because I'm listening to these Audible books. I'm listening to YouTube videos about motivation. I'm listening to encouraging podcasts. So I've already got my wheels turning. And so that's going to help me write posts. And then I sit down and I'm like, you know what? Oh my gosh, today I just got a customer, so I need to talk about that. So you're going to say, you know what, I helped so-and-so order these products. I'm so excited because I joined this business so that I can make an extra income, and I can't believe that it's as simple as helping people with their goals, and I get paid to do that. What better way to make an extra income from my phone and to be able to do it on my own schedule is absolutely incredible. If you're interested, I would love to help you to do this, because this opportunity is available for you. Comment below or shoot me a text. I don't know. I just made that up. Say something like that. You can write out that message really quick and then just save it in your notes on your phone. I have so many posts saved. Like anytime I'm on the plane, I always just like write posts for myself. Those are both really short, but like stuff like this. And like I'll be going to Florida or something, and I'll write the post out the night before, and I'm like, just landed in sunny Florida, and you know, I'm with my girls and we're about to go do this. And like I'll just start planning out my day of what we're going to do before I even get there. And so that's setting the tone for what I want to experience and how I want to feel whenever I do get there. And so I already write my post out the night before, but basically what you do is take some time to do that. Okay. Get your pictures together. Even if you don't have a picture for it yet, say, you know, I'm drinking my skinny coffee this morning and I'm so excited, blah, blah, blah. Write it out. And then the next morning, take a picture with your skinny coffee, copy and paste that from your notes, and then post it, you know, super, super simple. So basically, if you're on your Instagram, okay, and you click your little plus button, let me turn the brightness down. and you click your plus button, like you're gonna go post a picture, you're gonna see this. And these are my drafts right here, but I'll show you how to do it. So basically, let's take this picture, okay? I'm gonna crop it. Oh. And then I'm gonna click next over here. And then I'm gonna click next again. I'm gonna copy and paste my caption that I've already written from my notes. I'm gonna copy and paste it into here. All right, and then normally, so you click OK, and normally you would click share, but if you click this back button twice, let me see if I can do it without looking. Oh wait, oh, it's because I didn't say anything, hang on. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, now I've written this, so now I can click OK, and then I can click the back button again, and then see where it says delete or save as draft. Oh gosh, you can't really see that. Okay, well now you really can't see it. Anyway, it says discard or save as draft, and you just click save as draft, and then it's right here. So whenever I go and click on that plus button down at the bottom, you can see all these drafts. So let's just take this one. I have this post right here ready to go. It's probably for tomorrow. Oh gosh. And then it already is written out, see? So whenever you see me write all these posts and have all these long captions and have all these pictures, I took that picture on, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, and then I wrote that caption last week. So it's so easy to post with this business, but you have to be smart about it because you don't have time to post every single day. I get that. I don't either. That's why I post the night, or like get my posts ready, because I never miss a day of posting, ever. Go look at my Instagram. I post every single day, but it's not because I have time. It's because I'm smart with the use of my time. You cannot draft stories, but what I do is I have stories, like if I make them, and I will put them in an album, and I have an album on my phone called Insta Stories. So whenever I'm ready to go post some Instagram stories or send them to you, I will go to my Insta Story album, and I have all these Instagram stories saved, and I will just take them from there and I'll post them. So it's super easy to do. Okay. Yes. Okay. So then the last thing I was going to talk about is sending screenshots so that we can help you make sure that you're doing that. And the other thing too is just remember that this takes time. That bottom line, you are going to feel at some point like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm never going to sign another soul. I feel like I've gone through everybody. Nobody's replying back to me. I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like I don't even know. Like, I feel discouraged. I feel whatever. You're going to have those times. And I'm not saying this to discourage you. I'm saying it to let you know to prepare for that. Because I feel like it's like a speed bump. The issues that you're going to face in this business are inevitable. The road at some point is going to have a speed bump, but there's a difference when you know it's coming and you can brace yourself and you can prepare and you can slow down for that speed bump and you can hit it and go over it and keep going. Or when that speed bump sneaks up on you and you're going 60 miles an hour, you hit it and your like head hits the, top of the car and you like fly and your coffee spills and you're like, what the heck? And you like are so like just, what, I don't even know the word. And you're just like so flustered and frustrated and like what, if you know there's a speed bump coming, then you can prepare for that and you can make sure just to glide on over it because you already know it's coming. So you're going to feel that and you're going to be like, you know what, Morgan talked about this. It's fine. I'm going to get past it and I'm going to keep on gliding on over it. So just know that it's going to happen. Happens to me all the time. It's going to happen to you and it's happened to me before and I am still here. So you're not going to die. Everything is going to be okay. People want and need what we have. If you don't feel that way, it's because you're not talking to enough people. And if you feel like you're talking to so many people every single day, it could be what you're saying or that you're not talking to enough of the right people. And that is where you checking in with me every day is going to be helpful for you because we can figure out where that little tweak needs to go and that will help you continue forward. Okay, so really use me. I've been in this business for 5 years for a reason. Like, I can help you. I promise. I've seen everything. I've felt everything. I've been frustrated. I've been discouraged. I've had people not respond to me. I've had people quit. I've had people, you know, whatever, be mean to me on Instagram. I don't know. Like, I've had all that stuff happen. So if you have it happen to you and you need somebody that can relate, I got you. Come let me know. So know that you're going to feel those things, but self-development is going to help you a ton. I'm going to help you a ton. I'll always be here for you. You're never by yourself. Let's see, make sure. The other thing too is that you're not always going to feel like doing it. Like, I know it's crazy and you're probably like, oh my gosh, like this girl's always excited about this business. Nope, not always excited. Whenever I do my Insta stories sometimes, not excited, but I act excited because I know that motivation or determination is greater than motivation. And I know that even if I don't feel like doing it and I do it anyway, the feeling will follow. And if you just do things when you feel like it, you would have a crappy marriage. You would be a really crappy mom. You would be a really crappy, employee, because you don't get to be a mom when you feel like it. You've got to do it all the time, right? And you do the things that it takes to be a mom every single day, even if you don't feel like it. And that feeling follows. You love your kid. You do, but it doesn't mean that you don't, hate changing another dirty diaper. Like, are you kidding me? Really? Like, I'm sure y'all have those thoughts, right? So then if you only do it when you feel like it, you're not going to be very good at it. So you have to, love this business and do the things that it takes to be successful, even when you don't feel like it, because it's going to pay off. Don't wait till you feel like it. Do it anyway, and the feeling will follow, because there's so many times I don't feel like messaging and I do it anyway. And I have the best conversations with people, whether they sign up or not. I feel full again. I feel excited again because they asked me what my favorite product was, and it reminded me how much I love keto coffee. So I got to talk about that. Now I feel excited again. So do it anyway. Don't wait till you feel like it, because I promise that you're going to want to do the work that it takes to get to where you want to be. And it's going to pay off every single time. So yeah, just look for help. If you feel discouraged, be honest about that. No feeling is off limits. It's not bad to be discouraged. It's bad to sit there, and it's definitely bad to not talk about it. Because if you're not talking about it, you're just letting it continue your wheels to turn, and then you start to get discouraged, and then you stop working, and then you feel defeated, and then it's just this vicious cycle. So if you feel discouraged, please come and talk to me. I would rather you talk to me about being discouraged and telling me that you're going to quit, because one is going to continue to propel you forward in this business, and the other one's going to take you right back where you started before you joined this business, and that's not going to take you anywhere that you want to go. So let me help you. Even if you're discouraged, that's okay. Come to me. I won't be mad. I've been discouraged too, so I know exactly how you feel. Okay, so there's a couple questions on the chat. Oh gosh, I don't know what I just did. She said, is there a certain app that you use to edit your pictures on? Yes. So there is, and I'm going to go over a super detailed, how to edit pictures, how to make your post look good. I'm going to do all that in an actual video, but for now, just know that I use either PicTap Go, and that looks like this. It's a little yellow one. So I use PicTap Go, and that one is maybe a couple bucks, but it's worth it for sure. You can layer different filters. But the one that I use the most, and the one that usually people use, this is what bloggers use, is Lightroom. And Lightroom app is free, but then you pay for a preset that you want to use. And I actually have a preset that they sponsored me through. I just randomly bought their presets, and everybody kept asking me about them, so I posted it. And then I said hashtag not sponsored, hashtag but could be, joking. And they actually messaged me back, and they were like, hey, we'll give you free codes if you'll tell people about them. I was like, yes. So now I have all these codes. So if you're interested, if you want your page to look really light and airy, that's the name of the presets. If you want yours to look like that, then let me know, and I can give you my little discount code and show you how to go to them. But you don't have to want yours to look like mine. That's okay too. Go look up on Etsy, and go look at, there's tons of different ones for a couple bucks. They're super inexpensive, but there's so many different apps out there where you can make your posts look bright. That's just the two that I personally use. So yeah, well, Fonto and Over are cool for graphics, but they don't edit your picture, the color of it. So Over is an app that I use to make my Instagram stories where they have the background with like the random little emojis on them. You know, I'm talking like the graphic for this Zoom, I made it on over, but it's not going to help me edit my picture to make it look brighter. So there's a couple different apps that you can use, depending on what you're trying to do, but for editing pictures and making them look aesthetically pleasing, I use Lightroom and PicTap Go. So hopefully that helps, but I am going to do a extensive training. I have it written in my calendar actually, because I'm super organized like that. I already have everything for the rest of the month written down that I'm going to teach you every single day so that I don't miss anything. So I'm going to be sending, you know, videos and tasks and tips in that Ruby chat. So make sure that you're checking that out multiple times a day. Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions. Find a common interest. Megan was giving some tips about finding groups, because, okay, so Chesney said you just search groups. You can search things, and then up at the top it'll say people, posts, or groups, and you can click groups, and that way it will filter it into groups that have to do with what you typed in. How could I post tonight without products? Are you wanting to post about the products, Jessica? Because there's so many posts that are in social posting catalog. I don't know if you were on here for that part. I talked about that at the very, very beginning. But there is a page that you were added to called social posting catalog, and that has so many pictures that you can use before you get your products. And here's the thing. I'm not telling you to say that you've used these products and that you love them and that, you know, these are your results. I want you to be honest, and I want you to be real and say like, oh my gosh, hair, skin, and nails, these are awesome. Like, I'm so excited about this, you know, whatever. And, you know, I'm so pumped up about this product, and like, these are some awesome results, and you're just sharing about the results. You're never saying that this is something that you have personally used or not. You're just posting about the products. But there's things like this that you can, oh wait, this that you can post about. And this was created on Over. And you can post something like that and then just add a little poll or a quiz to the end of that one. And so you can easily post about that. And the easiest thing before you get your own products is to post Insta stories, because with the actual post, you're not going to want to do this on your timeline, because that's going to look like an ad and it's going to look spammy, and you want to be really personal. So maybe wait till you have products to post on your actual timeline, if that makes sense. Especially on Instagram. So for now, just post on your Instagram story, use those things from social posting catalog. There's so many of them in there. Try to use that. If anybody, yes, on Facebook, it's social posting catalog. If you just search it, it'll come up because you're already added. You're already a member. And then so if anybody's not in the Going Ruby chat, because some of you were brand new whenever we started it, so I didn't want to overwhelm you by adding you to the chat, but if you're in here and you want to be in our Going Ruby chat because you're excited and you're like, yes, I'm going to do this, like I want to hit my first promotion, I want to make $300 to $500 a month, and I'm ready to put in the work, comment below, or actually don't comment below because this is going to go away whenever I end the Zoom in a second, but just shoot me a text and say, hey, I want to be in the Ruby chat, and I can send you the link and you'll add yourself. So it's so much fun. I love this business, and I'm so glad that all of you hopped on here tonight. Thank you so much for, you know, taking time out of your day, because this tells me right here the ones that are really wanting to be successful. If you're on this Zoom, it tells me that you really truly care about your future and that you want to be successful, that you want to do this business, and that you want to make a difference in your life and in your family's life. And so I'm proud of you for making this a priority tonight, because you didn't have to. You could have been doing anything right now, but you're here, and that is a huge success. So talk about the things that you're doing well, give yourself credit, give yourself grace, and do self-development first thing tomorrow morning. If you need that book, let me know. I can send the link to that. But I hope that everybody has a great night, and I hope that this was helpful and not super overwhelming. And I am always here for you anytime that you need me. And Jessica, yes, pick any of the pictures. They're all for you to post. So all of them are fair game for any of you. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your night. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, guys.